Hey everybody, it's all good in the hood. Can you tell me if you can see and hear me all right? That'd be really good. Whilst we wait for that to come back to me, I'll have a quick look to see who we got in the house. Cornish Bob, Pilgrim, Vampire Jack. Cool. Excuse me. Oh, here we are. 5x5, engineered to succeed. Appreciate that. Good to see you again, sir. What else have we got? Whilst we're waiting for people to join the cat, join the cat, meow, join the chat. That's all. Righty. Just a quick note to the new guys, because we've had over 1,000 subscribers join the channel in the last 7 days, which is brilliant. Really, thanks so much, and it's good to see new bloods in the chat. We have got a really good community here, not just preppers but aware preppers too. So lots of us have a rough idea of how the world is run and how it's affected us, and it's good bouncing ideas off of you guys to give everyone a heads up and to educate each other, because we are all at a different stage of learning. So no one knows it all. Don't forget that one. If you're big on ego and you think you're Billy Big Bollocks, you will be booted out the chat. So we got good moderators in the house. So any disrespect, adios amigos, just like that. It's that simple. So yeah, just a quick one. The new guys who are here for the first time, again, welcome. This has turned into be my main job, and I do this for a living now. So all of my time, pretty much in the daytime, is spent researching into shows to provide videos of interest for free to everyone out there. So if you can donate, it really helps, but you really don't need to. All of the links you're going to need to know about that information is underneath this video, and that also applies if you're watching on the replay. And of course, all of the standard stuff absolutely applies whilst in the live chat. So we have already had a donation before we come on air, which is fantastic. So that is from Liz saying happy Christmas to me and my family, which is awesome. Thank you for that, Liz. That is truly appreciated. Right, we'll take that off the screen now. Also, apologies, there has been no newsletter go out this week. It's just been crazy busy. Whilst we're on the subject of crazy busy, that seems to be one of the big things behind the reasoning for this live stream. All the time you're not on social media, you're actually living real life, and you're progressing, you're organizing, you're planning, you're prepping a lot more efficient than you would if you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever takes your bloody fancy. You could be losing 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and it's a big problem. We're going to dive deep into this, and we're not alone. My partner is here with me, and we will be discussing all sorts of things related about, is social media a trap? We've got some bullet points to discuss, and we'd love to hear your POV, your points of view, whilst in the chat, and indeed in the comments section too. So yes, there will be a newsletter going out whilst I'm struggling to focus on my face. Hello. I think it's the lighting in here. It's a little bit dark. There we go. I'm leaning too far forward because we've got crazy lighting in here. Also, if you do need to contact me via email, that email address is right below this video. It works. It's all good. We recently done a live stream talking about Olight products and loads of discounts. And some of the winners said they couldn't email me, but guess what? All of the emails come through. There was no problem. Yes, the website is still under construction. So sometimes it's been up and down with the website and may be affecting the emails. So don't worry. Ping them over. They will get through. Okay. Also, we've had Christmas cards donated to the channel, which is crazy. I should have had them here to show, but it's been a bit full on and we haven't got around to it. So apologies. On the next live stream, which I believe might be the last one before Christmas. Let me just check. Yes, 22nd is the last live stream before Christmas, and we're going to do a Christmas special. That is going to be major epic. And yes, all of you guys and girls who sent me Christmas cards in the post, awesome. That sort of address as well is underneath this video. We have got nearly 400 in the chat right now. So whilst we're waiting for the stragglers, because there's always stragglers, it would be really interesting and keen to know whereabouts you guys are watching from. just to make sure that we've got loads of people in the chat live. If you're watching in a replay and this is doing your head in, you can absolutely stop watching. It's fine. But if you want to be patient or fast forward, now maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, then we'll be diving deep into the traps of social media. Right. So we have got all sorts of people in here right in a moment. We have got Chase from London. We got Mal from the Isle of Sheppey. Awesome. We got Mark down there in Ipswich. Amazing. We got non-compliant over in Spain. Over in Spain, dear. How cool is that? Blimey. Guess what? This person, Blue Angel 10, is from Mars. Nanu. Blimey, there's always one, isn't there? And there always probably will be. We've got Brian, Woolstead Blacksmiths in Chelmsford and Essex. It's the guy I showed you that sword upstairs. Yeah, Brian's an awesome guy. We have got Unknown Survivalists near Derby. OPSEC being observed there. Absolutely. What have we got? We got Rust over in Cumbria. Blimey, we've got loads of people. We got Craig, a member. Good to see a member in the house. Over there in Loughborough. Vampire Jack in Grimsby. Really sorry about that, mate. You poor sod. Just kidding. Right, who do we got here? We got Wild Bear down in Wakesfield. Who else have we got? Daniel is down in Cornwall. Nice part of the world down in Cornwall there. Who have we got? We got Alex over in Bristol. A bit south. Used to be north, but I did move to Wales. How cool is that? We have got Lord Jim Dandy. Apparently, darling, he's on the dark side of the moon. Blimey. We got someone called Crazy Penguin over in Birmingham. It's great up there, isn't it? It's a Birmingham. Right. Oh, we got Slave to No Man. We know that guy, don't we? Yeah. He's in the house. Let me know if you're having a fire pit outside. I suspect not, mate. Good to see you. We have got Earthheart, Errant Shire. Very good. I like that play on words. That's really cool. We have got Martin in Doncaster, in Donny. That's all good. And awesome. Good to see you. And a member as well. Appreciate that, Gunnar. Is over there in Norway. Brilliant. That's where Björn, a good friend of mine, resides. And fantastic. Good to see Chris, a really good moderator, and also UK Prepper Man Chris. He has got his own YouTube channel. So if you want to head over to that and see some videos about prepping stuff, go for it. Just click on his name there, UK Prepper Man. You'll see the little fire logo there. He's over there in Staffs. And yeah, tell him I sent you. Watch some of his videos and see how you get on with that. Always no problem. Recommended good content. That's absolutely fine by me. Mr. Steve is down in Portsmouth, where I was born. And we got Grumpy Grandad is from a place called Hello. That's awesome. Cornish Bob is over there in Perranporth, where they get a bit of wind in the winter time. You know what I'm talking about. And we got Norse Viking, another one from Norway. That's 2 so far. That's pretty cool. And we got Pamela Swan. Good to see another awesome moderator in the house. We've got Ben. That's Ben Manning, by the way. Is over there in Stowey, Somerset. Awesome. Look at this. We have got members all over the place. This is Carl is over there in Nottingham. And of course, we got Mary over in Paris, where I'm transmitting from live and direct. Who have we got? Wow, check it out. We got Michael is over in Denmark. I hope it's okay over in Denmark with the weather. What about the weather conditions, the temperatures and the snow? Is it about normal for this time of year? Or is it more? Or is it less? Is it hotter or colder? Let me know what you think in the chat, sir. Michael, good to see you, sir. Who have we got here? Loads of people. We got Gareth is right down there in Bournemouth. We got nearly 500 people already in the chat. That's fantastic. We got AK Prepping in sunny Scotland. Sunny Scotland, really? I think someone's pulling my chain there. Right, what do we got? Run to the Woods. Who's in your house? My partner. She's in the house with me. So yeah, we're going to be talking, and we've done a mic check earlier, so we can make sure that that's coming in loud and clear. In fact, would you want to say a few words just to see if the microphone's working all right, just to say hello to everyone and all that sort of thing?
Hello, lovelies. I just wanted to say hello to you. I'm not on the screen because I'm a bit of a shy hairy melon, but I hope you're all having a lovely evening.
Oh, that's very cool. So yeah, we got my partner on the other side of the webcam, and we're going to be chatting all things about social media. Yes, social media, of course. So it'd be good to hear if we got Pamela Swan, Run to the Woods. Hello, lovely. So it's good. So it sounds like the audio has worked all right. Let me know from you guys if that's coming in all good. Right. We got Pilgrim Beaverines in the house, of course. Well done, Pamela, for putting Chris's YouTube channel on the screen. We got a great set of moderators here, by the way. Any sort of questions or anything that's going to be helpful, the moderators are on it like a bonnet, as you say, honey, isn't it? On it like a car bonnet. Fantastic. And oh wow, Carl, thank you for that donation, sir. That's very, very kind, over on PayPal. So audio is 5x5. So yes, you're coming in good. Right, do you know what? Should we just get started? I think we should. Right. Social media. Is it a trap? Now, there's many reasons why we probably all think about this sort of stuff. But does anyone talk about it? Does anyone really be honest about it? Now, this is the most important thing. Be honest. But be honest with yourself, okay? There's no room for ego. There's no room to show off. There's no reason to lie, because you're just lying to yourself at the end of the day. Now, all of you watching, I want you to be completely honest with yourself, all right? We're going to be talking about social media. Now, like most of us probably know, whatever we are being presented, especially in the mainstream, whether it's the media, whether it's the press, whether it's anything that's mainstream related, it's usually the opposite of what they're saying. Doctors, how good are doctors at making people healthy? How many times have you been to a doctor and you've been put on some tablets? You've taken the tablets, a side effect's happened. You take a tablet for that, and so on and so forth. And then you could end up in a really bad way. So what about solicitors and lawyers? Okay, they're hell bent on doing whatever they can to get someone, to prevent someone from going to prison who's a drug dealer, etc. So yes, lawyers destroy justice, and so do judges in that regard. So whatever we're being told, it's usually the opposite. So when you come up with the term social media, is it really social? Is it antisocial? So what I want to propose is this: time is the most precious commodity. Okay, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are, how poor you are, the most important thing that we all have is time. And some of us already know that we have lost loved ones in the past who are no longer with us. So it really does hit home when those events happen. It makes you realize just how precious time actually is. So personally, this week, I look forward towards Christmas, looked at the calendar, realized how many days. As we all know, Christmas just comes so quick. And I've always had the same term of expression. As soon as Halloween's here, you're saying Happy New Year. It goes that fast. So there's always so much to do, whether you've got friends, family coming over, whether you've got jobs to do that need doing before Christmas. Personally, my partner and I, we had car issues. What a nightmare that was, getting our cars done, wasn't it?
It was probably a nightmare.
It was an absolute nightmare. And to be honest, because my partner and I, we both live in a very extreme rural part of the country. So cars are really important, super essential, aren't they?
They are.
Because without cars or vehicles, you're stuffed. You really, really are, unless you are 100% self-sufficient. Now, be honest, how many of us are completely self-sufficient? Would you never be able to go to a garage to get your car repaired? Do you still have to order spare parts if it goes wrong? Could you grow every single bit of food that you're ever going to need without going to a supermarket? Have you got enough light bulbs to last the rest of your life? Most of us, probably all of us, would be honest and say no. No one's going to be really 1000% prepared, are they? There's always going to be something. So in our situation, it was cars. It turned out that in total, we spent 4 to 5 days in total. I think it's 5 days in the end. Both of our vehicles getting through the MOTs, repairs done, leaving it there all day, hanging around. It's a nightmare. So time is very precious. So I'm trying to say, but not only that, we got loads done. We made storage runs, getting stuff ready for Christmas. All the drains got blocked. They had to be cleared. And also getting loads of firewood in for all of this month and into next month. And tidy up as well, because we're going to be having guests over. And it's always nice to make sure you put the effort in and you get the place looking nice and Christmassy, so you can finally relax after all of this hard graft. So what I decided to do with all of that in mind was to log out of Instagram. And I've done a post saying I'm taking a break. It's just too much. Now, I'm going to be honest here, right? Sometimes I would wake up in the morning and before I know it, 2 hours have gone on Instagram. Just like that. Throughout the day, you're like 5 minutes here, 20 minutes, half an hour there. Throughout the day, so you're looking at between 9 and 5 office hours. Between 9 and 5, you could easily spend an hour, hour and a half on Instagram. And some of you guys go on Facebook, TikTok, all of these other websites and stuff to do the social media thing. And then, of course, you've got the evening time. So between 5 till 10, 11 o'clock, whatever time we all go to bed, you can easily spend 5 or 6 hours scrolling through your phone. So you're looking at a total of up to 10 hours a day without really realizing it. So with all of that in mind, I just logged out of it and I've not looked at it once. I've not even logged in or anything like that. And it's enabled me to get so much done. In fact, both of us, we've not really been on there at all, have we?
No, not at all this week, really.
Yeah. So how long would you say roughly? It's difficult, isn't it? How long would you spend on Instagram?
2 hours a day minimum, but I was spending up to 6, 7, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
At some point.
It is. It's really easily done, isn't it?
Yeah, really easily.
So there you go. So you're looking at about between 2 and 8 hours a day. And most of you watching now might be saying, no, not me. I'll never be on it that long. But there is a little thing you can have on Instagram, and it'll tell you every single day how many times you've been on there. And if you haven't seen that yet, I suggest you have a look. You might be well shocked. So you could do an experiment. Just go on there like you normally would for a week. Set a reminder on your calendar 7 days from whatever day you decide to start this experiment to remind you to go into Instagram and see your usage and add it all up. If you've got something like 30 or 40 hours a week on Instagram, think of what you could do in those 30, 40 hours in 1 week. I'll tell you what, the amount of stuff that we've done this week, we've been absolutely flat out, and it's been crazy. God blimey, I don't know, I'm just all blurry for some reason. Oh. There we go. I just have to try and keep still right here, not allowed to move. Okay, don't move. So yes, so that's what I'm saying. So good to see you, Tim, born outside. We're just popping into the chat and just seeing what you guys. Chris, not on Instagram. Pilgrim, time does fly by. Absolutely. UK survival and bushcraft tips. Fake book. Yeah. So lots of you guys pretty much get what I'm talking about here. It's incredible. I don't have Telegram or Instagram. That's really good. And let me tell you this. I personally started going on Instagram back in 2013. A friend of mine who's unfortunately no longer with us, Lee, LB Custom Knives, and my friend Andy at Doberman Knives. Some of you in the chat might understand or recognize those two names. But they really bent my ear to get me onto Instagram. The main thing was, if I'm honest, all I wanted to do was to share pictures with my friend Andy about knives and stuff like that, because I was texting photographs back then. She is laughing at me. And it was costing me 50p every time to send a picture message via text. So they taught me into doing Instagram, where you can send as many pictures as you want, privately, publicly, whatever, for free. Well, it's great. But let me tell you this, how addictive is it? Really, really addictive. It's insane. But not only that, one thing which I would like to talk about with my partner right now is how social media is affecting family life. Okay, nuclear family, you know, 2 adults, 2 kids, etc. How does it affect the family? Now, you could say that social media was absolutely designed to break up the nuclear family. Absolutely. And if you think that's a bit extreme, and if you think that's conspiracy theory, well, just think about what actually happens when you use social media. It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. So we're talking about the evening time. Okay, so 2 adults, the kids are at school. One of the parents comes and picks the kids up from school. All of the family are back home. Everyone has tea. The kids go to bed. Then it's rest and unwind time. So the parents, the man and the woman, usually, what happens? What do you really think? How much do they communicate with each other? Are they both on their phones, not communicating at all? Do they have a little 5-minute chat every 2 hours, every hour? What do you think? Is it happening to you? Have you noticed an effect about your relationship? You know, because usually when couples meet up and it's all new, it's a massive, massive overload in an exchange of information, trying to learn about each other. Now, as you sort of get older, lots of partners sort of grow apart for all sorts of reasons. And it's really difficult to leave. Lots of people feel trapped. So people are trapped in social media, and people are trapped now in their relationships. Do you think social media has a bearing about what it does to parents and stuff? So I done a poll, and I'm already looking at it now. It's had 305 votes. And my question was, let me just close that bloody thing. Do you think social media plays a part in sucking your time away? Do you think that you lose a lot of valuable time, which of course is the most precious commodity of all? Do you think that you are spending lots of your own time scrolling through Instagram, interacting with groups on Facebook, looking at TikTok, going on Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, etc.? Do you think you spend a lot of time doing that sort of thing? So, affecting family life. Do you think it does? What do you reckon?
I just think, like you said earlier, our most precious commodity is our time, but also our energy and our focus. And I think social media just distracts you. It distracts you from being in the room, being present with the people that you actually love, that you're with. You're spending all your time and focus looking at stuff that's probably with people that you don't know and that aren't in your real life, and that has a knock-on effect with all sorts of relationships, with your children's relationships and with your partner's relationship. And I think it's really bad. I think it's an addictive thing that actually a lot of us, if we put our hands up and admitted it, we are a bit addicted to it, and it's sucking the life out of our time, energy and focus. And it's a distraction. It's a really major distraction. And actually, what's more important, the people that are sat on the sofa with you or in the house with you, or the people that are on a screen that you don't know?
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, if you was to get like a covert CCTV camera, hide it in a corner of your room, or hide it in someone's corner of the room, and let them watch it, you know, fast forward the whole week in the evenings, and just watch, it will break your heart, because you got 2 people who used to be in love with each other, and over time they don't communicate as much as they should do. And we're not even going to be talking about kids just yet, but we will. How that affects kids, because kids love to copy, because they look up to us as parents for advice. They want to know, learn to how to act and react to all sorts of things. And what's going to go through their minds when they see mum and dad on their phone, not talking to each other? And we'll talk about that in a bit. But as far as relationships go, it's a potential killer. Like I say, is social media a trap? And I'm going to say that a few times in this live stream because I believe it is. And there's all sorts of reasons to why I believe it's a trap. It's an absolute trap. Let's be honest. The times that we are in right now, time is going so fast. There are so many changes. We are losing our freedoms. Everything seems to be going to pot. Everything's going expensive. Shouldn't we be spending our valuable time preparing as best we can in order to maintain the lifestyle which we want to be accustomed to without wasting that time on social media, not planning, not preparing for stuff, and all of a sudden potentially find yourself in the doo-doo? Because it will creep up, won't it, honey? It will just roll along down the road, and then all of a sudden you will find yourself, damn, I wish I got another year's worth of food. I wish I'd done some overtime to afford to get a water filter. You could have done that overtime, but if you knock off early or on time and you didn't want to do any overtime and you spend all of it on social media, when the time comes and you need certain things, it's always with regret. I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. But let me tell you guys, time is the most precious commodity. It can be snatched like that. It can be gone. You think about all of your friends who aren't here no more. Okay, what would they have thought? I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. Time is going so fast, and it's going to go even faster if you are one of those guys or girls who are spending 2, 3, 4, 10, whatever hours a day scrolling through Instagram and Facebook and all the others. But like you said, you know, couples, you know, if you could only see how they are with each other, not communicating is so sad, isn't it? Where they should be, you know, catching up at the end of the day. You know, is everything all right? Are they worried or anything like that? Because without communication in not just a relationship, but in a whole family setting, if you haven't got that communication thing going, where everyone in that family, that household, or that couple in a relationship, or whatever it is, if that's not being brought up to speed on a daily basis so everyone knows what's going on, if that doesn't happen, that is an absolute recipe for a problem cropping up, probably unexpected to the other parties who haven't been talking about how they've been feeling. And we saw that in COVID, didn't we?
100%.
Yeah. I mean, isolation, wasn't it? I mean, you remember what was going on there.
Just feeling completely isolated. People were feeling isolated, lonely, and then you've got the distraction. It's like social media is something that distracts you from feeling lonely sometimes. If you're living on your own, or you're in an unhappy place in a relationship or at work. And I just think, actually, when we all get to the end of our days, are you going to think, oh, I'm really pleased I had that lovely big car and that lovely house and all those expensive gifts? Or are you going to think about the special, precious time that you had with your loved ones? And you're going to think about the time that you had, and that's free, and that's being harvested by social media.
Wow, so that's really interesting. Yeah, harvested. We've made some points here to talk about. And so when my partner just said harvested, what do you think the owners of these social media platforms, what do you think they're doing? They're harvesting you. Not you personally, but your data. Now, where did I write some notes on here? It is. It's absolutely shocking. So harvesting, that's a really good key word, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's seriously good. So your habits, right? Social media is literally getting access to all of your data.
It's like they're data mining.
Data mining, of course. Yeah, exactly. So when you download a social media app on your smartphone, how many of you read every single word in the terms and conditions? Probably 1% of all of you guys and girls watching right now fully read and fully understood the terms and conditions. If you was to boil away the P and left with just the main meat and potatoes out of the whole terms and conditions policy, not just Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, Signal, all the rest of it, do you realize what you've actually given up? Now, I'm not, I'm no different. I've have an Instagram account, which I'm currently logged out of right now. So yes, you are trading a lot. Now ask yourself this, if anything's free, there's always a catch. How much did you pay to download Instagram? How much did you pay to download Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, all of the others? It was free. Now, there's pretty good service that you get for free, isn't it? When you think about it, I mean, how much would it cost to create an application for your smartphone which will enable you to do conference calls, videos calls, live streams, sharing photographs, links, all sorts of information? How much would it cost to develop that? But make sure it runs smoothly for well over 2 or 3 billion people. It's a lot of people. That's a lot of hardware and software. And to remain glitch free without it going down, that's a lot. But it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. What does it? So, your habits. Instagram and Facebook know your habits. They know when you log in or when you go on there or when you go off. So they probably know what time you wake up or what time you go to sleep. Don't forget, they've got access to your video and your microphone. How do you know when you're asleep if your phone's turned off of the Wi-Fi? How do you know if there's something in that device, your device, which has Instagram or any of the social media applications on there? How do you know if that microphone is on, recording you snoring, recording your sleep patterns, gathering your data, everything about you? Okay, it's got full access to all of your phone, all of your files, videos, photographs, email attachments, friends and family, private messages. They've got access to all of it. So because it's free, no, it's not free. You are literally inadvertently selling your data to them for free. And what are they doing with that data? Are they sharing it with third parties? Most definitely. What's going to happen if those third parties get hacked? What's going to happen to your information? Are you going to be held ransom? Are you going to get an email saying, if you don't pay me £10,000 in 7 days, we are going to put pictures of your naked wife all over your Instagram account and we'll take over your account? It's happened before and it will happen. It might happen to you one day. Social media is absolute poison. It knows everything about us. Don't forget, we're talking machine learning. Now you've got artificial intellect or intelligence running it now, pretty much. So you are just feeding data and information about all of your habits and your views, your comments. I mean, how many times, honey, have you seen something on Instagram, whether it's been suggested feeds? That's another one. How many times have you had a suggested feed and you couldn't help but click on it because it knows that you're going to be interested in it? And have you been triggered before by stuff that the algorithm suggests that you watch? Is sometimes upsetting. Definitely.
I just think, especially Instagram, they know what you look at, they know what you comment on, and sometimes you feel like you're just thinking about something and then it pops up on the homepage on Instagram and it's like, hang on a minute, I was just thinking that in my head, I wasn't actually verbalizing that, and they've just shown me that thing. But they're collating data the whole time. Every time you search something, every time you comment, it's all being collated by AI now, and then you're shown things. And I personally don't want to be fed information. I want to search for stuff independently of what's being fed to me. I don't like the word feed even in Instagram, really, because I don't want to be fed any information. I want to search for it myself. Yeah, so I feel like sometimes they're thinking what you're thinking. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that before.
Do you know what? That's an excellent point. This has happened to me, right? I was thinking about what to search for on Instagram or YouTube, even Google too. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to look into that. And as I typed the first letter of the word, which I'm going to be looking at, I've not mentioned it, I've just thought it, and it comes up. How many times have you had that? Please let me know in the chat, because we feel like we might be the only ones, and it's freaky. You know, because of the nature of my videos that I do, I'm fully aware that I'm being monitored, etc. But to have what's going on in your head as you type into a search bar on any medium now online, and it comes up, it's like they know what you're thinking. Does that technology exist? Is Elon Musk really gone full retard? Is he? It's insane. And anyone, oh my God, yeah, look, Cornish Bob. Yes, it's happened to me. I was talking to a friend about something, and bing, it popped up on my phone. No, I'm not talking about something, I mean thinking something. So don't say a word. Think about, I'm going to look for the latest racing bicycle in your head, and you start typing it in, and it comes up already before you even complete it. I know what you mean, Cornish Bob, about you can talk and it's recording.
And you get adverts for something that you've looked up, like really random, like salt lamps or
Veruca salt lamps. Yeah. But it is. Do you know, look at, honey, if you could see this, loads of people are saying they've had it happen to them. Wow. I've been thinking that too, and then it's appeared. Someone called Ben, Christopher, it's happened to, Mega Crocodile, even Pamela Swan, the mod that we got here, she's awesome. They had the same thing. Mick, so this does look like someone called Erica. It happens to me. Wow. Yeah.
Yorkshire out the...
No, it does seem that lots of you have had this happen before. You don't even have to say something, you think it, and as you're typing it, it comes up on the screen. You've only got to put like one, maybe 2 or 3 letters into a 9-letter word, and it will come up. Boom, it knows. What are the odds? So Wi-Fi connections, signals going through the air, brain waves, technology, updates. Is it possible? It's unlikely, but it is possible. And based on you guys watching now, telepathic technology, interesting. Thanks for that, Ben. Yeah, telepathic technology. Might have to remember that one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to do? If I can find it, I'm going to star it, bink, so I don't miss that one. Nice one, Ben. I will look into that.
And also, where is all this data being held? Because they call them clouds, don't they? So it makes it sound all fluffy and lovely, but actually, where is it all being stored? This data that's being mined and collated about every single one of us.
Data centers. I've actually worked security, and I've actually installed hardware in data centers, and yeah, it's crazy. You've got these great big huge rooms. They're all climate controlled, and they're literally 19-inch racks. So you've got a 19-inch by 19-inch frame that goes up, and there's shelves in there, and you store lots of like hard drives, basically like memory banks for data. And as we know, as technology advances and it races forward, storage space is becoming more affordable. So cast your mind back to, I don't know, when 2012, when I started my YouTube channel, I brought a 4 terabyte external hard drive to back up all of my videos on. That's nearly full up already. 4 terabytes of 800 YouTube videos plus loads of other stuff. Now, the price that cost me back and then is an absolute snippet of exactly the same amount of storage now. So when you see how advanced and how fast storage solutions are going, these data centers don't have to be as big and as fast as they used to be. You can store so much data in something like this now. In fact, every single one of you watching right now who has been online on the internet, every single thing that you've ever done on the internet, every single keystroke is called a digital footprint. I bet you any money based on your IP address. And yes, if you think you're smart and you use a VPN, they can source it back to your MAC address, etc. Your IMEI number. Everything can be broken down, located, geolocated, and your location will be revealed. And whatever's going to and from that location, that becomes your number. You're just a number, just like me. So your whole life since you've been on the internet can be stored in a little box like this. Everything. Every video you've downloaded, every music track, every file you've looked at, every PDF, every document, every email you've sent and received, every single message on all social media platforms since the day you started on the internet will be on file somewhere. And guess what? That's an awful lot of data to crunch. But when you've got quantum computing literally way ahead of what most of us can comprehend, you add on to machine learning, and then you got AI. All of those together, it will create your entire life history online. It will organize it chronologically, alphabetically, whatever, in a second, or maybe less. Powerful stuff. These clouds, like you call it, are actually data centers. Some of them are underground, some of them are on the ground. There are hundreds of millions of them worldwide. Yeah, and there was talk a long time ago that Google's main HQ, they had a mirror duplicate of the entire data center underground, which the CIA, NSA had full access to. Whether that was fact or not, I don't know. It's very hard to prove. It's just stuff that you hear about over the years. So yeah, the cloud. Personally, I would rather have physical stuff. So physical CDs, DVDs, physical books. All of the videos that I make, I keep physical on my person, as it were, via the external hard drive. I don't really like anything up there in the cloud. I like my partner said, it's not a cloud, it's actually a data center, but it is absolutely hackable. I don't care how secure you think it is or how secure they are telling you it is. Everything is hackable. And one day, yeah, all of our data could be exposed, sold, ransomware, etc. So social media is learning all sorts of stuff. It's unbelievable, and it's getting your reactions. How do you react? Like we just said about you get a suggested feed or a suggested post. Personally, the things that are triggering me, which was one of the reasons what led me to log out of Instagram, was all of this Muslim stuff which is happening here in the UK. Like the one that I saw the last time was an Instagram reel. There was this Palestinian flag hanging on a lamppost, probably London, it's hard to say. And this guy climbed up there with a stepladder and he pulled the flag down. And as he pulled the flag down, this Palestinian supporter come up to him and started attacking him because he pulled that Palestinian flag down. And another guy come in to help. So it's 2 against 1 of the guy pulling his flag down. How triggered does that make you? What would happen if you saw someone put a Union Jack flag up on a lamppost in the UK and some Palestinian supporters climbed up there and ripped it down and jumped on it? How would that make you feel? It might not make you feel that bad, but let me tell you this, if you're a veteran and you serve for your country, that would seriously get under your skin. This stuff's happening all the time. It's literally goading people and it's making their energy lower and lower and reactionary. Instagram and Facebook is learning how you react to what they suggest that you watch. It's getting a reaction. Whether you watch it, whether you comment, whether you share it, it's learning about you and your habits. Has anyone else been triggered by anything that you've seen on Instagram? Personally, I'm not on Facebook. I've never been on Facebook and I never will. But you've been on Facebook before. Did you see similar stuff when you used to use it about suggested stuff? Would it wind you up and upset you?
Yeah, I think Facebook isn't quite as bad as Instagram, but I think since Instagram's been bought over by Meta, is it? It's got a lot worse. And also it's kind of condensing down our focus because they do reels and they're 15 seconds long, and we're just literally having our focus harvested as well. not paying attention to things for longer amounts of time. I mean, guys on here tonight obviously like having a live stream for an hour and a half, but people think, oh, 15-second reel or a 30-second reel, and that's too much time. We're kind of used to the goldfish attention span. Everything's quick, everything's fast, everything's moving so rapidly, and I think it's draining our batteries with focus. And yeah, we're all vibrational energy beings in my book, and I just think it lowers our vibration. It lowers our life force, takes our life force from us, and yeah, we have to have the willpower to try and come off of it. But they've designed it to be addictive so that everybody finds it really hard to pull themselves away from it, and it's just having the willpower to say, I'm either coming off or I'm taking a break. This isn't serving me anymore, or it's not serving me at the moment. And it's hard. I put my hands up 100%. I found it hard to pull myself away from it at points in my life. And yeah, I think a lot of people, if they're honest with themselves, would find it addictive.
Yeah. Yeah, born outside Tim, I get triggered by the on button. Nice one, Tim. But no, it's true. And do you know what? When I first went on Instagram, and you know, I followed a couple of my friends, and then word got out that I was on there, and then lots of people started following me, mainly because of my YouTube background. I thought, okay, well, I'll just keep scrolling up so I can see, and it never ended. I didn't realise, or so. I was new to it back in 2013 when I started on Instagram. I was scrolling and there is no end. I thought, well, I've got to keep going until it finishes and then I'll go to bed. And I thought, why isn't this ending? I'm only following like 30 people and all these adverts and suggested stuff. I thought, now I can sort of see the addiction, because some people like to finish something they started. So you're watching a YouTube video for half an hour and it's bedtime. If it's really interesting, you might stay right to the end and then finish it, and then you can go to sleep. Instagram, there's no freaking end, is there? No. That's one of the reasons why it's so addictive. It's a fantastic design if you want to get someone addicted. 100%. And you're absolutely spot on there. It is an absolute addiction. But do you know what? Because of people's egos, they won't admit they're addicted to it. I openly admit I'm addicted to it. So much so that it's made me realize the frigging time I was wasting. And you mentioned it too, and it's a great point. Energy. Now, I've used the term that all of us are big, bright light bulbs, and we've got a dimmer switch. What's happening is all the time you are watching suggested reels on Instagram or whatever it is they do on Facebook. I don't know, because I'm not on there. I've never been on there. I'm presuming there's similar stuff on Facebook. They recommend that you watch this based on your search habits or who you follow, whatever it is the algorithm decides to throw in your face, okay? And you watch something, you get triggered. You may be triggered enough to start commenting. But guess what's happening to your bright light bulb? They have got control of the dimmer switch and they're turning it down. Your light is getting darker and darker and darker. Your very high, powerful energy is getting lower and slower and quieter, etc. The powers that be, whoever they are, and I am not going to call them the elites. All the time you call them elites, it's empowering them, and it's making them actually become elites. Don't call them the elites, call them them. I think we all know who we're talking about. How this world is run? No, it's not the governments. No, there's people that we don't even know. All of the people that we've seen publicly, we think they rule the world. They freaking well don't. If you was that rich and powerful, the last thing you would want is you being public. It won't happen. So we're never going to know who and what is doing all of this, who is in charge of everything, how we all live our lives in this society, this whatever it is, clown world, I think people call it now. And it is, it's a bloody clown world. I mean, it's embarrassing what human beings are doing in this day and age. As soon as you're 18, you are legally responsible for yourself. In this day and age, my God, there's some clowns out there. You know what I'm talking about. I'm watching you in the chat right now. You're going to say, my God, there's some clowns out there. I've seen some stuff. I saw this guy wearing a mask and a face visor on his own in the car in a traffic jam. High levels of clownism. Is that a term? Clownism.
It is now.
It is now. So not only that, like I'm saying, it's all of these social media is a trap. It's gathering all of your data, all of your habits, all of your views, how you react, what makes you react, and all of your data, everything that you're sharing, you think you'll share in private, in a private message. No way. Especially since Meta took over, you know, the purveyors of Facebook. I nearly said the F word. Absolutely, they're getting your data, they're selling it. These guys are multi-billionaires. Why? Because they're selling your data based on your search habits, whatever you're putting on social media. It's a trap. They're gathering all of your intel. So if you want to remain OPSEC, not a chance online. You can't. You can try, but you won't be able to. All right. So what have we got else to talk about? Also, we mentioned that earlier, children. Very important. Now, let me know if you're watching in the chat, or indeed if you're watching this on the replay. Be interesting to hear your points on this. Now, I want you to be completely honest. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Just put the truth, but you don't have to. I'm just saying, if you can, please be honest. Have you got kids? If you have they got a smartphone? If they have, how old were they when they got one? We're really interested to see, because how I can see this going is smartphones have only been about for what, 10 years now? It's hard to know, isn't it?
I don't know now.
Yeah, do you know what? I can't think.
Might be 15. I don't know.
I can't remember if I had a smartphone when I started my YouTube channel. It was an LG thing. I don't think it was. I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. When do smartphones come out? Answers on the postcard, because it's gone way over my head. So yeah, how old are kids that are on smartphones? How many of them are on Facebook? And how many kids have got an Instagram account? Do you have to be 13 to have an Instagram account? If you do, how do you prove it? And is it easy to get? Let me know. Liz, no kids, no stress. Yeah, that's very true. John says about 14 years. Oh, smartphones have been out for 14 years.
Oh, 14, yeah.
Wowee, blimey, that's crazy. So let me see. 2023 minus 14 equals 2009. Smartphones have been out. My YouTube channel started in 2012, but I don't know if I had a smartphone as soon as they come out. Probably didn't. I was a bit slow on the take up. So Pamela Swan, yeah, wow, I know. Oh, 4x4 fella, I missed the old Nokia brick phones. I've still got mine, mate. I've still got all my old phones and others as well, because we might be needing them one day, the way this bloody smartphone, bloody social media society is going, because it is a trap. It's absolutely a trap. And my friend Björn, some of you know who I'm talking about, Björn Andreas Bull Hansen over in Norway, he got rid of his smartphone 3 years ago, and he built himself a wooden smartphone. It's so funny. It's got a little face on there, and he said, oh, this allows me to access my normal life during 2020, what was going on. It's fantastic. And I asked him, I said, how long did it take you to get over the fact that you no longer use a smartphone? Is about 1 day. In his very solemn Norwegian accent. 1 day. 1 day to get over the fact that I am no longer owning a smartphone. 1 day. That's all it took to get over it. Wow. And let me tell you this. When did I log out on my Instagram account? I don't even know what day it is. Friday. Bloody hell, it's gone quick. It's probably been like, I think it's Monday. I really can't. It's probably been around 5 or 6 days since I just logged out of Instagram, not gone on it at all. I'll tell you what, the amount of stuff that I've got done, it's no way I could have done that if I was still on there. I would get sidetracked. I'll go on there before I know. Oh my God, 2 hours had just gone. And 2 hours, what could I have done? I could have gone and got all my firewood in 2 hours. Just like that. It's incredible.
I just remembered when I was teaching in primary school, children who are primary school is sort of like between 4 and 11.
Yeah.
And I think Facebook is supposed to be 13, and all the kids in my primary school, and there wasn't a big school, had Facebook accounts, and they weren't allowed to, they weren't supposed to. And
well,
actually, if there was
aware
a
of
few
this.
children that didn't have Facebook accounts, were the odd ones out, and they felt really left out because all the children in the primary school had Facebook accounts. Yeah. And they're not even supposed to have them. I think it's 13. I don't know if anybody knows in the chat whether it's.
Yeah, somebody said to me it was 13, but that was a long time ago. Whether they've changed it, I really don't know.
No, I don't.
I really don't know. It's a rat trap, baby, and you've been caught. Yeah, pretty much. But no, going back to children, right? We're not specifically talking about children on there. I'm talking about how children react to their parents spending way too much time on social media. Don't forget, kids need love and attention and affection. And if they're not getting it because mum is on Facebook or dad's on Instagram, and you're going, dad, and you're going, oh, wait a minute. Thing is, right, I was born in the early 70s. We didn't have that, did we?
Not at all. No.
We were both born in the 70s, right? And we didn't have smartphones. So, and we didn't have all of the digital distractions. That's a good one. That we have now. So back in the 70s, what did we have? We had 3 or 4 channels on the telly. We had the radio. That was it.
Yeah.
We didn't even have computers then. We'd never had mobile phones or smartphones. We didn't have millions of different TV channels to watch. So therefore, the direct link of comms between us and our parents was completely clear. There wasn't anything really to distract, mum and dad for what you're doing. The only thing would have been a distraction was possibly the TV.
Yeah, just the news sometimes.
The news, you had that as well. When I was a kid, it was my dad always wanted to watch the news at 6. If you're watching, Dad, thanks. And the news at 10. Dang, you're Big Ben. You got to watch the news at 10.
Same with my parents.
You had the same. How many of you guys and girls watching right now used to watch the news at 6 or maybe the news at 10 back in the day? Was you one of those guys and girls, a child of the 70s, 60s or 50s? I mean, we have got a big age group in this community. We've got the elders, and it'd be really keen if we got any elders in the house. It'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts on this, about how society has changed since the 40s, 50s, 60s to where we are now. It's huge. Like I said, we didn't have the distractions back then. So, if a kid wanted to get their attention of their parents, it was well straightforward. You literally got, if you're a good parent, you're going to communicate with your kid instantly. Drop everything. They're the most important thing, right? So, but now, whoa, it's crazy. Run to the woods. Born in 1985. You're a child. So I was born in 1971. Dude, I'm glad you're out in nappies. Oh, someone's beat me. Look. Child of the 60s. There you go. Child of the 70s. So you guys and girls definitely understand what I'm talking about, which is interesting. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, everyone's saying when they were born. Look, so we've got someone who's born in 76, 69. Nice number. I'm 60, 77. That was the Silver Jubilee. I remember that one. We all had cake. Who can't remember 77? 1980, Chris. God, you're a youngster. You're 9 years younger than me. Bless you. That's only. I was born in 62. Nice one, Dave. 72, 68. Really interesting. Pamela Swan, 63. I can't even pronounce that. Born in the year 2000. We've got a millennial in the house.
That's a 23-year-old.
Whoa.
Wow, that's cool.
So this guy here was born in the year 2000. May I congratulate you personally for waking up to the fact that this is good, valuable content. Because we was talking about this. Do you know, we can do tons of videos about all this sort of stuff. The stuff that kids have been educated with since the year 2000 is incredible. The level of brainwashing with climate change, gender stuff, oh my God. So this guy here was born in the year 2000. Wow. Well done you. That's fantastic. Really good to see. seriously. And tell your friends, because we need some youngsters over here, because it seems to be youngsters all are interested in, mainly, not all obviously, are computer games. I saw someone earlier on mention in the chat about computer games or gaming being linked with YouTube and other accounts, pushing people into gaming. Wow, look at this. We've got Anne, 1954. We've got Ian in 68. We've got Sarah in 67. We've got John in 1953. Chris in 58. And yeah, same as us, or same as me, on thin ice, 1971. Good year to be born, mate. 66, 70, 74, 71. So yeah, we've got a lot of old hats in the house. So this is really interesting. This is a great live stream. I really like this because in the future you can come back to this if it's still here, and you can read what real people are putting, bearing in mind what year they were born in, the changes that they've seen, and really, really trying to understand what this social media is doing. I believe it's antisocial. It is, isn't it?
That's why they've called it social media, so that you all think, well, it's set up to for you to be able to communicate with people all around the world, but actually what it's doing is just sucking the life out of us, where we're all actually just staring at a screen instead of communicating in real time with each other and with people that we have in the room with us.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So, and actually, to do with the privacy thing on phones as well, I don't remember saying it was okay for somebody to film me on my camera on my own phone or to listen to my conversations on the phone. I don't remember giving anyone permission.
Well, that's what I said earlier about the terms and conditions. There are thousands and thousands of words, and in there it will say, by agreeing to this policy of terms and conditions, we have permission to access your phone fully. So microphone, video, data, storage, everything. But it doesn't say it. I mean, if they said, if you wish to download Facebook or Instagram, you need to give us permission or consent to access this, this, and this, and this. Even with that being said and known, people still do it. It's unbelievable. I mean, there was rumors going around at the time I went there in 2013 that, oh yeah, if you go on there, they're going to want access to all of your private files. It's got nothing to do with them. What I choose to put on Instagram is I select a picture and I upload it and I'll put a bit of text. That was it. That was in the olden days of Instagram. Now it's a bloody free for all. You practically got a professional custom editing suite with all of the bloody bells and whistles on. You can spend hours every day on Instagram creating posts using your creative prowess. And what do you get? Nothing. You don't get paid. You can put any music you want on there. There's no copyright restrictions like you get on YouTube. So people are spending a lot of time on Instagram thinking they've got real friends that we've never met. So you're spending your time trying to impress someone you've never met before. Which brings me on to this one. Do we really need to be liked so much? Think about it. Do you really need to share a picture of your fabulous cooked breakfast that you just done? Are you really wanting to be liked and loved or appreciated because you want everyone to know how good you can cook? Is it really important? If you do that sort of stuff, I've done it before. Trust me, I'm not saying I'm bloody Jesus or whatever walking around all of this. I've done all that stuff. And it's sort of you're trying to sort of get some sort of respect or something. It's weird. So if you do that sort of stuff, just try it for 1 week. Don't put any post up about your food. It's got no one's business. When you think about it, you're sitting down to eat. Oh, don't make a nice picture. I would photograph it and I'm going to share it with thousands of people who think they like me or think they know me. It's a trap. Don't do it. Spend your time. What you eat is no one's business. Okay. The worst thing I've seen preppers do is go into, most preppers have a room in a house or a garage or a loft or even a cellar if they're lucky. And they'll take a photograph of everything they've got and they'll put it online. You're telling the world what you've got. Not only that, I've seen some people, believe it or not, they have selfies outside their front door. In the background, you've got the door number. Sometimes they do a live video on Instagram. They're walking out of a house down the road, and in the background, you've got the name of the street. So straight away, someone knows the door number, the street you're in, all of the stuff you got in your house. And guess what some people do? I can't wait to go to Marbella in 3 days' time. It's going to be 2 weeks of amazing stuff, and I'm going to share all of the stuff that I want to on here so you can all see what I'm getting up to. I can't wait. So these people, and you know who you are if you're watching, un-F yourself. Trust me. Because one day you're going to come back from Marbella and it's gone. And you're going to go, my God, why me? Why did I get burgled? I'll tell you why you got burgled. Because you just told the whole world your door number, your address, all of the stuff you've got, and then you told them when you're not going to be there. As preppers, that's the worst thing you can do. And I think it all comes down to bragging and showing off.
We used to go on holiday and share our holiday photos with our families in a photo album, and that was the only people that saw what we'd done on our holiday. And now you share it with the world.
Pretty much.
And I just think sometimes actually, if you had those private photos in an album in the 80s, not many people would see them, just the people that are actually in your life, not complete strangers. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to share stuff, but how far have we come from just having a photo album with photos in that you just share with your family? It's like, I don't know, we're just putting our whole life on social media for everybody to see all the time. And I question that a little bit. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, what are we doing and why are we doing it? That's my question. Yeah,
that's a really good point. I mean, like you said, you go to holiday, you take some pictures, you come back, you put your film in to be developed, you wait a week or whatever it is, you get them, you pick out all the good ones, you put them in an album. Next time you see mum or dad or next door or your friends or whatever it is, you just like show them the album and a little chat about each picture and stuff, and that was it. So your photographs which you took on holiday, maybe no more than 3 or 4, maybe 5 people saw them. Now we feel like we have to have 1 million people see them. Wow, really? Why would you want 1 million people who you don't know? Some of them are probably psychopaths. Some have got all sorts of problems. Why would you want all these people to know every single thing that you're doing? I mean, the videos which I make on YouTube are videos which I want to make when I want to make them and when I want to publicize them. There's no way I'm going to be having a tripod sticking out of my face with a GoPro on there, turning it on when I wake up and turning it off when I go to sleep and live streaming all of the time. It's like the Truman Show or whatever. It's BS. It's no one's business. It's your life. Your time is so precious. Please don't waste it trying to impress people that you don't even like, you don't even know, you've never met before. Do you really feel that you need to? Everyone, look at what I'm doing. Isn't life fantastic? Well, let me tell you this. Look behind the scenes. How many of you, me included, we've all done it, when we take a picture and put on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, how many times do we make, oh my God, I can't take that picture because there's a lot of dishes in the background, or there's a dirty sock on the side of the armchair. Let's move it out of the way. Let's make the picture look really good. It's not reflective of real life. Someone will look at them picture and say, oh my God, look how clean that house is. And you look at theirs and go, I wish mine was like that. I've been so busy working 3 jobs. I'm so tired. I haven't got time to continually tidy up all of the time. It's normal. It's natural. It's modern society. People are not realizing how important time is. So it's going to make someone feel bad that their house isn't as clean, as tidy as this Instagram picture dictates. It's not true. It's fake, Phil. It's fake. It's a trap, guys.
It's just an edited version of our real lives, isn't it? And we're not saying we're perfect by any stretch of the imagination, because we all do it. But yeah, it's reels and photographs can be edited, I'm guilty of it completely. Editing photos so that they look, the light's better or the contrast is better, and it's not real life. Nobody shows their real life, or very few people do. We're all guilty of showing our best bits because that's what people want to see. People don't, well, I don't know if that's true or not, but actually that makes people feel more isolated and lonely because they're seeing everybody's best bits and they think that's their real life all the time. And actually the mother of all F-ups is comparing yourself, your physical self, your what you have materially in this world. Like comparing yourself to other people just makes you feel really sad sometimes.
It's true, because it is fake, isn't it? They're only showing their best version.
Comparing yourself to somebody that's got an edited life.
You're so sad, mate. Yeah, cheer yourself up, sweetheart. Get your laughing gear around one of those.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
There you go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Well, no, Chris, UK prepper man. House is a tip. 4 nights in a lorry means lack of tidying. Mate, it's real life. Absolutely, Chris. Who's got time to pretend that real life is like Instagram and Facebook? Do you know how impossible that would be? Do you know how impossible it would be to wake up at a reasonable time, do a full day's work, come home, sort the children out if you've got kids, have something to eat, put all of that away, go and do all of the housework, all of the hoovering, get everything sorted, all of the packed lunch ready for work next day, and then take some professional photographs of everything and then sit down and rest? No. You're going to come home from work, you're going to cook, you're going to eat, kids will be asleep, you might have the energy to do the washing up, you might do it in the morning. You're going to flake out, done. It's not like what they say on Instagram. It's not real. Every single photograph on there pretty much is absolutely staged, edited, filtered, green screened, whatever it is. It's all available. Filters and everything else. It's not a real, genuine reflection of real life.
I want real life, as in REAL, not REEL.
Oh,
and I think
good.
they put it. I think they call them reels because it's like a show reel. That word "reel" comes from films, doesn't it? I don't know what the etymology of that word is, but
and films can be edited big time, as we know.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Real versus real, real to real. Yeah, absolutely. And also, like we talked about earlier, is having the strength to turn it off. If you have so much stuff to do and you're realizing the pressure's on because you're running out of time, please have the balls or the boobs, just turn it off. Turn it off. Whether it's just turning your phone off, is another thing as well. It's not such social media, but having the phone. Years ago, back in the day, in the 70s, in the UK, most of us had the landline telephone, or at some point throughout the 70s we did. Not everyone did. Only one person in the street did. They used to queue up outside or go around there, give them the coins and make a phone call, and use the phone box, which smelt heavily of urine and tobacco, the good old days. But now it's all changed. Back in those days, we didn't have a mobile device to stay in communication with billions of bits of information a second. We didn't have that. So would it really be difficult to actually turn your phone off? Would you feel, if I turn my phone off, what if there was an emergency and my dad fell down the stairs and couldn't get hold of me? Very valid point. Before the days of the mobile phone or the smartphone, what happened? How many times in the last 12 months has someone, a loved one, tried to contact you in a desperate, genuine life or death emergency? How many times in the last 12 months? Most of you would say no. So on that basis, will it be that difficult to actually just turn your phone off? Pretend you're in the 70s, okay? Turn your phone off, keep it in the pocket. When you wanted to use your phone to make a phone call, turn it on. It takes about 10, 20 seconds from your smartphone to be off to on to make a phone call. The good tip which Denzel Washington said recently was, the smartphone is a tool. Use it. Don't let it use you. That's deep, man. It's really deep. Use it when you want to. Don't go on there thinking to yourself, oh, there's loads to do. The house is a tip. I need to get some shopping in. The car's making a funny noise. Maybe I should get that done. Do you know what? I'll sit on my ass and I'll go on Facebook for 9 hours straight. Yeah, that's a good idea. Guess what? All of the shopping, all of the housework, the car needs to be looking at some point. What are you going to do? Are you going to continually allow your phone to control you, and to the point where your car doesn't even start? You can't get into work. They get rid of you because you're not on time. You're in a big lot of mess already, mainly down to how addictive not just social media but smartphones are as well. Like I say, use it as a tool. The smartphone's an amazing tool. It really is incredible. You've got a really good quality camera on there. You can communicate with people all over the world at the drop of a hat. You've got calculators, you've got apps on there and everything. Great. Use it if you need to. But do you need to be that frigging social time bomb when you're spending 7, 8, 9, 10 hours every single day posting stuff, reading stuff, watching stuff that's recommended that you should see? No. There's so much more you can experience and enjoy in real life. There's so many lessons to learn. There's so much opportunity to grow and develop and be a better person, rather than spunking your life away on social media. It's a nightmare. So, not only that, there does appear to be maybe a conspiracy. That word conspiracy. So, we're going to listen to what Rachel thinks about what happens if you have a Facebook account or maybe an Instagram account. And if you're an artist and you are proud of your work that you produce and you want as many people to see, that's a great tool. Having stuff like WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, or just Facebook pages to put your artwork out there. If you're an artist and you're watching right now, whether you're watching live or even in the replay, let me know in the live chat and in the comment section as well. Put in capital letters so we can find it. It'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts. If you're an artist and you use social media platforms to get your art out into the world so people can see and appreciate your work. But here's the thing. It does appear that artists using, let's pick one, Instagram, they are being blocked. Everything seems to have stopped. You've had some of this as well, haven't you? What actually happened? When did it start? And has anyone else you know happened to as well?
Well, I've been on Instagram since 2020 when COVID hit. Basically, I set up an Instagram account for my artwork, and it was going really quite well, and I was building up a community, and I got to a certain number of followers, and I hit a complete brick wall and I couldn't get above it. And I keep getting things on my Instagram saying to boost your posts for people to see you, you need to pay for a business account. And I contacted a few of my friends that are artists as well to find out if they were having problems with people seeing their work. And they were really struggling. The format of Instagram, the squares that you can post in, they change shape so that if you're a photographer, then your photos get cropped. They're not the original shape and size that you want to show people. It just seems that anyone that's doing anything creative, whether that be leatherwork, whether that's making knives, painting, drawing, anything creative, is being stifled. And I keep thinking, why is that happening? And the only thing I can think of is that actually, if you have a creative mind, sometimes you think out of the box really easily, and you can think of different ways of doing things and find different avenues to solve problems and things. And I noticed working in schools that was something that they wanted to put a quash on. They wanted to not give funding to the creative side of the curriculum. And personally, I know a lot of artists, and they're all really outside the box thinkers. They have different ideas about how to do things, how to negotiate things, how to problem solve. And I really feel like there is something happening where they don't want artists having their work shown. They don't want creative people being brought up into the communities. I don't know. Yeah, so I found it really hard to get my artwork seen. And I'm not the only one. That is happening all over. Instagram is the platform I use, and I know for a fact every artist I've spoken to is really struggling to have their work seen.
It's almost like they're being blocked because they are creators, and the last thing whoever they are, the last thing they want is people creating stuff, whatever it is. People using their imagination, their skills to create things. What they pretty much want is obedient workers. They want people to just do as they're told. That's why there's an education system. Fall into line, do as you're told, pay your taxes, get ill, make us some money, bugger off. That's all they want. Sounds harsh, it's black and white, but it's the truth. Anyone that operates outside of that, whether they express themselves, they look at things different, they create all sorts of different art mediums, photography, pottery, painting, pens, sketching with pencils, whatever it is, it's people's art which looks like it's being really, really crunched on Instagram. Let me know if you guys are on Facebook and you're an artist and you've had a big struggle in what, the last 2 years?
Yeah,
since 2021 maybe. It does appear to be, it's absolutely being screwed. And whether it's the government thinking it's a side hustle, maybe it's like to try and recoup taxes or whatever it is, but it does seem to be that anyone who's an artist is absolutely struggling on all social media platforms over the last 2 years. Before that, probably absolutely fine. And then it just seems to be, what is it you said they want you to pay to get your name out there?
I've hit a brick wall with the amount of followers, and it's stayed like that for about 6 months now. And actually I get a notification saying if you would like to boost your posts so that more people see your, and I have people saying that they have to actually search for my name to look at my work rather than it just coming up in a feed. It never comes up in a feed anymore. And that I need to pay for a business account, and I'm not interested in paying for an account on Instagram.
I know, it's ridiculous.
So looking for a different platform.
Yeah, just another one. I did come across a few, but they were being trialed, I think it was back in September time, something like that, maybe end of August. There do seem to be some sort of apps out there which are designed just for artists. So artists can go on there, they can share their work, they can chat with other artists, etc. And if anyone is interested in looking at art, they can go onto the app as well and view all of the registered artists who use it. It's a great idea. So you look at social media and people are using it to set up businesses, etc., etc. But it does appear for some weird conspiratorial reason, artists are absolutely being screwed. Now that might even be if you're a musician. An artist is basically someone who creates something, whether it's music, video, images, whatever it is. I'll be interested to know. I think Cornish Bob, he plays in a band. Here you go. They want us to pay to be promoted on Facebook. There you go. So it looks like it's Facebook as well, not just Instagram. Anyone else who uses social media trying to get their band, their artist name out there, have you noticed like having the screws put on that you don't seem to be getting anywhere? You're not getting any new followers. All of the followers that you have, you're not getting hardly anyone comment. Therefore, it's almost like you're being shadow banned. Like what I'm getting on YouTube, it's like
Yeah.
There's 600 people in the chat now. Usually there's like 3,000. It's like people being shadow banned. They don't want anyone who creates stuff. I create video content for free here on YouTube. You create art for people to see, and it shouldn't really cost anything. Yet they don't want lots of people to see people who are creating stuff. That's a big thing. I know Ben, he takes some good photographs. Where is he? 4x4 fella. I think he has issues as well. And hold on a minute. Well, sorry, I've not been monitoring the chat. We have got many thanks to Me Not You. There's a member for the donation. Thank you very much. Owen Gray, a member. Thanks for that donation. Leave the world behind. Wow, that's why we choose to live in the middle of nowhere, away from all the idiots, because we can't be doing with all that BS anymore. Unknown Survivalist, who's a member, donated as well, said, who remembers I could have a new kitchen, instead we have preps. Merry Christmas to you both. Thank you very much, sir. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. We got Owen as well. What if the internet went down tomorrow? If the internet went down tomorrow, mate, the whole world would be in Pooh Creek without paddle within 4 days. Everyone, whether you're online or not, everything will go down. Everything is online these days. That's what they want. Okay. The more you can operate outside of being online, the more self-sufficient you should probably be. So yes, I've flagged up a few things as well. Earthheart, I'm an artist, but I'll keep it to myself. We've got agile minded, sorry. I'm an artist, but I don't use social media. There he is, Ben. I sell my photography work, not on social media. UK survival and bushcraft tips. As a tattoo artist, others' work is nicked on social media on a level you can't believe. You said about that. Go on and tell us what's happened with that sort of story.
It sounds like I'm sure. I have a few film directors that follow me, and I've posted ideas that I have, because I do photography, painting, sculpture, drawing, filmmaking, lots of different mediums. And I have a few film directors that follow me that create Netflix things, and somebody that directed Poldark and things like that. And they followed me, and then they started making something, and it was an idea that I had. So I would post it in a reel or something. And then the next thing I know, they followed me and made something, and I'd watch the film that they were making, and it would be in their film.
Unbelievable.
And I'd look at their account, and there was never anything like that. And I was just like, oh, well, perhaps they're just looking at my stuff. And that sounds big-headed. It might not be the case at all. But
so you think absolutely people are nicking ideas,
stealing ideas. I feel like an ideas factory that is just getting, I've said that word before, harvested. But yeah.
Do you know, that's a very valid point. That's a key word throughout all of this conversation, is harvesting. Lots of stuff is being harvested when you actually think about it, you know. Not only all of your data and all of your habits, all of your information, etc., but your ideas as well. As a creator, can you imagine coming up with a great idea, a niche, or a niche, as the Americans call it, something different, something original? You put it out there free on social media. I'll come up with this great idea. Do you think it will work? And you've got a small following. What if someone big comes along, notices that, runs a bit, turns it into a multi-billion idea, has everything, all of the money, finances in place, boom. The original originator don't get diddly squat. Look at the woman who wrote the film The Matrix, and look at the Wachowski brothers. They come along, rob the whole idea. Happens all the time. Have you had it happen before? Do you create things? Are you an artist of some description? Have you had any ideas taken, and you can absolutely guarantee that it was your idea, it was an original idea, boom? I believe that there are big companies out there, film directors, like you said, definitely a part of it, amongst loads of others. Advertising agencies, such and such, you probably do it. The money that they've got, they can absolutely pay people, full or part-time, to troll through social media to get ideas about certain things which they wish to promote or advertise or create or whatever. So when you think about, you know, having really good quality, intelligent artists who can dream up these ideas and bring them into some artistic medium, having your ideas stolen, oh, here we are. Ian says they are energy vampires. Yeah. Pilgrim as well, for sure. So we have a lot of people agreeing on this. Well, corporate entity mine, yeah, harvesting DNA with those heritage sites. We spoke about it, didn't we? Yeah, that's another thing. Anyone who is signed up to these heritage sites where you provide them your DNA and they tell you you're half German, you know, a quarter Welsh and like 1/3 friggin' Martian or whatever it is they dream up. There's no way of proving it, but guess what? They got your DNA. Man, you sold your ass cheap. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. I know you probably have, but not everyone's scared, so it's up to you. So yes, that is all very, very real. But like I said, one of the things is about getting triggered because there's so much stuff out there. Based on what you talk about, what you commentate about, like I do, what upsets you, what gets to you, you put that out there and you look for stuff like that. And all of a sudden you're recommended all these reels. And you're having a really good day, everything's great. Oh, just pop onto Instagram. I've got a spare 10 minutes while I'm having a smoke break at work or whatever it is, because there's nothing else to look at. You know, it's a boring brick wall. I'd rather look at my phone and see it, what my brother's doing, you know, out on his motorbike or something. So you see what he's doing. All these recommended things come up. And you see someone burning Union Jack, and it really winds you up. So you go on there, you look at the comments, and you see lots of these fighting age males, etc., laughing at that video of the Union Jack being set on fire, saying, ha 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 ha, I love being in your country, taking all of your money. You know, does that wind you up? Does it get to you? Have you reached a point where you're not going to allow it to get to you? Don't forget, we're all human. No matter how positive we try and push forward, there's always going to be a couple of little niggly things which will upset you and bring you down. Like I said, your light, your dimmer switch is going to be turned down. And that's what they want. The more people who have their energy levels, their lights dimmed, the powers that be, whoever they are, they feed off of that negative energy. Why do you think, here's one for you, why do you think that every half an hour on all major radio networks in the United Kingdom have the news? Every half an hour. Yeah. And when you get home from work, the news at 6, the news at 10, they know when people come home from work and have their tea. They know people want to watch the news. They know people want to know what's going on around the world. Do you really want to know what's going on around the world? Is it that interesting? Is it going to affect you directly? If there's an earthquake in Melbourne and you live in London, is that really going to affect you? Maybe if you've got friends and family there, I don't know. But do you feel you need to watch the news twice every evening? Have it drummed into your head every half an hour if you're working an 8 or 9 hour day at work. If you drive a lorry cab, Chris, if you've got Radio 2 on and you've got the news on every half an hour, it's always negative. When was the last time you put the news on and it was half an hour of really good, positive, influential, helpful news information? I've been alive for 52 years on this planet or this experience. And I've never ever seen one single news broadcast for half an hour where it's solidly packed with good news. Today in Kent, 3 men helped this little old lady across the road because she dropped her shopping. Someone opened a door for someone in Tesco's. Someone helped push this guy in a wheelchair up this street through the car park when it was raining. All this is good news and it happens all the time. It's not being talked about on the news. Friggin' why isn't it? I'll tell you why. Because they want your vibration, your energy as low as possible because they get off on it big time. They love sucking up on your badass energy. They love it. So the more wound up you get, the more triggered, the more you feel, they love it. They're winning. You're losing. It's up to you what you're going to do about it. And let me tell you this from my experience in 1 week, log out of social media. Bye-bye Facebook. Bye-bye Instagram. Bye-bye Signal group. Bye-bye Telegram group. Bye-bye WhatsApp group. Log out of it for 1 week. Let me know how you get on when we do the live stream next Friday. We'll have a catch up. It's going to be a Christmas special, so don't forget. It's going to be awesome. So I'd like to thank all of you guys and girls who have donated to the channel. It really helps because this is my only job and I do spend my time researching, trying to give you the best content that I can put out there to help as many people as I possibly can. Don't forget, more preppers are joining the community every week. So to you 1,012, I think it was, new subscribers to the channel this week, I really appreciate you being here and sticking right to the end of this live stream. If you're watching on the replay, thanks very much for donating as well. Some of you have donated already during the week and it really helps. It's awesome. It's brilliant. And all of you who have commented in the live stream tonight has been fantastic. There's been some really good points made by you guys. It's really good to understand that actually we're not alone. We're one big community and we're all helping each other and no one knows it all. Okay, so the more that we can help each other, give them a leg up. Doesn't matter if you're 10 or 100 and everything in between. We're a team. It's all good in the hood. Lastly, thanks to all the moderators. Without you guys, it's going to be a punch up in the chat because not everyone's got a loving heart like most of us. You're always going to be idiots. They're always projecting out because they're still on their journey. Forget about them. You know, maybe they'll learn, maybe they won't. But at the end of the day, all you got to do is stay funky. See you later, honey.
Good evening, lovelies. I hope you have a rest of your evening is lovely and relaxing.
Yeah, absolutely. We intend to chill out now, put our feet up by the fire because it's been one hell of a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. You guys are fantastic. Don't forget, don't let them grind you down. You are more powerful than you think. If it feels bad, don't do it. Be a man, be a woman, say no. I don't want to. I'm not interested. See how far you get. You'd be amazed. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.